Hi there, everybody. It's Professor McDonald. I'm going to go through the testing requirements for your class. We did already go through them in the mock testing dress rehearsal session we had the previous class. Or if you're in a future semester and we haven't taken it yet, this is to give you preparation for what's coming. So either we've already done the mock testing dress rehearsal and you missed it, or you just need a refresher, or possibly we're going to be doing it and this will give you a preview of what to expect. First of all, the testing requirements are meant to protect the interests of students who are hardworking and honest so that we can maintain the integrity of the tests. Students who do not follow the testing requirements will receive a 0 on the test, and in certain extreme cases, there could be further disciplinary action. That would be something I would really hate to see it happen, but please make sure to respect the tests. Don't take any pictures of it. Don't try to record it. Don't pass any information on to anybody else, and so on. There are no do-overs or makeups, but in the event of certain unforeseen circumstances, I may give a verbal exam to allow the opportunity to demonstrate knowledge and avoid receiving a 0. The testing requirements include taking your test on Blackboard from your computer. You will also on your computer be in the Blackboard Collaborate session throughout the duration of the test so that I can hear your testing environment. On a separate device, the test will be proctored visually so that I can see you. This is how it should look when I come to do your readiness check. Notice that there are 3 main things that are very important. The monitor screen should be clear, your profile should be in view, and the surface of your workspace. This picture is a beautiful example of a nice clean workspace where I can see the majority of the tabletop. Check your settings. For Zoom, put it on Do Not Disturb, which would allow you to be connected to the internet without receiving calls. You may want to test this to make sure that it's working. Leave your microphone muted until the password for the test is released. So once I give that password, just make sure that your Collaborate mic is on. Throughout the test in Zoom, you will keep your mic off while it remains on in Collaborate. In Zoom, you want your speakers to be on so that you can hear me throughout the whole test. If I need to get your attention, if you suddenly go dark, or anything else, if you're blocking your screen, or there's a number of things that I would just need to be able to get your attention. On your computer, you should have your speakers off. That way you don't have to hear the noise coming from everybody else's houses. That could be very distracting. Double check that your devices are charged and plugged in if possible. You may want to ask others to refrain from using the Wi-Fi too much while you're testing so that you don't lose connection. I know this isn't always possible, but if you can do it, that would be the safest thing. Your microphone and Collaborate will be enabled, so there should be minimal background noise, especially no conversations. Make sure you don't even appear to be speaking either visually or audibly to anyone, and no one else should be present in the room or at least near you where you're working. Now I know that this is a time when you're working from your homes. It's sometimes difficult to find a quiet space. So I'm not expecting perfection. I can hear what's going on. I know the difference between when a small child comes up and needs your attention briefly, or if someone just walks through the room and they don't realize you're testing. But to the best of your ability, Notify everyone in your house that you will be taking a test and you need that privacy. And especially, I just don't want it to ever seem like you are having someone coach you through the test. That's the biggest concern. No other web-capable devices should be present in your testing space. So remove your smartwatches. Make sure you're not wearing headphones or earbuds. And take care of personal needs before the test starts. Before I give that password, you may be waiting for me to do your readiness check for a while I go to each person. So during that time, it's okay if you need to excuse yourself briefly. I'll get to you when you come back. Hopefully it'll be quick. But once that password is given, nobody should be leaving. We will meet and collaborate as usual first. You can join Zoom early. You may be waiting in the waiting room until I'm ready to start doing the Zoom readiness checks. And at that point, I will mute my mic in Collaborate and start speaking to you in Zoom instead. When we're ready, the password will be released in the Collaborate session chat feed. So when I come to check you, look directly into the camera and show me your ID if I need it. Hold your calculator up, front and back, no covers. Show both sides of your 3 sheets of scratch paper. They should be blank, no formulas, and you can flip them over very quickly. I only need to see a very brief glimpse of each side. So during the test, I will be speaking to you in Zoom. So again, you want to make sure your speakers are on your Zoom device so that you can hear me. And if you need to communicate with me during the test, you can type into the Collaborate chat thread. Do not chat with anyone besides me during the test. Private chats are monitored. When you're finished, just make sure your test has been submitted, and then you may leave Zoom and Collaborate. You don't need my permission. You can get going, and I will see you in the next class. And before you say goodbye right now, I'm going to show you where you will be accessing the test. Okay, so here you see the landing page in our Blackboard course. Go down to the learning modules where you normally access your assignments. Go into that test learning module, and down in the bottom of the table of contents, you should see a folder for test 1. And though it doesn't appear right now because it's not available yet, right below where the practice test is, when it's time to start the test, you will be able to click on the link for test 1. I will give you the password in the Collaborate chat, and we'll get started. I hope all of you do very well. I want you to know that these requirements were done very thoughtfully because of all the different challenges we are all facing right now. I found that this was the best way to ensure that I could be with you during the tests instead of you trying to do a test lockdown browser and monitor on your own when you could accidentally set things up incorrectly. Didn't want to be giving out zeros. So for me, and for I believe all of you, this really is the best option. So it's all done in the interest of saving you from running into anything that could, hurt you. So I'm here for you. Always your best interests are in my mind, and I am rooting for you. I hope you do great on the test. See you in class.